Howdy everyone, this is Adrian from Buddy's Boutique, and today we're going to be building on the Limitless RDTA. The Limitless RDTA comes with a Pyrex glass piece, followed by a base, which you screw on like this. You have to get it inside the O-ring. Screw it together, make sure it's tight. That's what creates the seal in the tank on the bottom. All right? And then you have this hole, and that's going to be your juice fill hole. And it comes with this little silicone piece, and you're supposed to slide that in the hole when you're done wicking and done juicing, and you can pull that out whenever you want to refill it. It should sit flush with the metal so that it doesn't stick up by the top cap. You also have your top cap here with the top portion of it, which has 2 slots for airflows, and a slide around Delrin drip tip. For today's build, we're going to need a Phillips micro screwdriver, pair of ceramic or steel tweezers, pair of cutters, and any kind of pliers, needle nose or otherwise. Today we're going to be building on my Wismec RX 300 designed by Jabo. It's a great mod for batteries. Now, we're going to take the top cap off. Okay, put that to the side. We have 2 posts, velocity style deck with Phillips screws, so we're going to go ahead and unscrew those. We're going to do it just so you can't see it through the lead hole. Okay, then we're going to get our coils. Today we're going to be using Hive coils, which is, I believe, 2 strands of 24 gauge and 1 twisted, or 1 ribbon all twisted together. So we're going to take our pliers, and we're going to do the standard bending process if you've seen any of the other videos. And we're just going to bend it. We're going to put it inside like that, and we're going to bend it so that they're at right angles to each other. Then you're going to take the one that you just bent, and you're going to bend it 90 degrees so that it's on the same plane as the previous one. So you see how it's bent? We want to copy that. And then, because it's a 4-hole design, we're going to take the outside one that we haven't bent yet, and we're going to bend it directly outside. So it'll look like that. And then we're going to go about 1/2 centimeter, and we're going to bend it back the same direction. This allows the coil to stay in the center of the deck while the leads are exactly where we want them to be. Okay, we're going to do this to both of them, and then we're going to install them. Okay, now that we have both of our coils bent, we're going to install them. So let's put one aside. And remember, you want the piece that you bent out, that little elbow, you want that to be on the outer hole. So you see that? Outer hole there. So we're going to hold down this lead in the back. We're going to grab our screwdriver, and we're going to screw down that center one first. Okay? And then, while pushing on this so that the other lead stays in place, we're going to screw down the outside one. Remember not to screw down too tightly because you may end up cutting your wires, and you won't have enough distance between the coil and the post, and it'll short. Okay? Then, we're going to take our clippers. We're going to clip both leads flush, and then we're going to do it the same with the other side. Okay, so here we have both of our coils installed. I gave them space from the post, so let's go ahead and fire it up and see what happens. So that means we're getting hot spotting. I'm going to lower the wattage on this so that we don't burn through the coil. Okay, so what that tells me is that we need to strum it. There's hot spots, so we're going to grab our tweezers. We're just going to strum across like that. You see how it evened out where it's warming up, and now the other coil gets a chance to gain some amps. So we do it to both sides. Now they're warming up evenly. We're going to get them a little bit warmer, see if any heat will change how they sit in the lead posts. Make sure they're nice and tight still. And they work just fine. Alright, now we're going to move on to wicking. Okay, so here I have a chunk of cotton bacon. Okay, this is cotton bacon version 2.0 Wicking vape. I like cotton bacon for all types of RTAs, including RDTAs, because it's combed better, and capillary action causes the juice to flow upwards better than in Kendo cotton or other brands of cotton that are less combed. So we're going to take a chunk of it, and we're going to say about that big. Okay, and we're just going to pull it off. Set the rest aside. And then this is a cigarette rolling bamboo mat. Okay, we're going to place this right in the middle. We're going to make sure it's all straight. We're going to fold it around it, and we're just going to roll it. What this does is it compresses the cotton so that we can get it through the coils easier without morphing the coils and causing them to gain new hot spots. So now that we have this rolled up into a nice little worm, we're going to compress the end, roll it up. Okay, and as we feed it to the coil, through the coil, we're going to spin it from behind. That way it gets spun, it gets denser as you pass it through, and then at the end you can unstress it and pull it back a little bit so it's nice and even. So you see what I did is as I pulled it through from right over here, I twisted it so it allowed it to pull through easier. Okay, and what we're going to want to do is we're going to give it about an inch on either side. It's got to drop down into the tank. So we want to give it just first cut an inch on both sides. Okay, so let's grab our cutters, or scissors. Cut about an inch. About an inch. Fold them down, you'll see where they go to. That's roughly where you want them to go. Just above the bottom of that, or the top of that base. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll show you how to put them down into the holes. So what I've done is I've taken off the upper base, right, and I've taken out the little silicone insert. So now that we have these there, we're going, if you look closely, there are indents in that top deck. And we're going to just tuck each one into the glass, right? You may have to get a screwdriver or something. Tuck each one down into the glass right in front of that indent. And then we're just going to kind of push it in there. So you see how it only takes up the space of that indent? That's what we want for all four. Okay? Once we've done that for all four, and we've gotten all four ends of the cotton in, and you want the end grain of the cotton to be facing straight down, push that in. Now you take your top, and you're going to put it right over it. Now, if you have lined it up properly and put the cotton in the right spots, then the cotton should fit just between the threads so that this screws on nice and evenly and doesn't pull any cotton with it. Okay, just like before, you have to make sure that everything, the O-ring is in the right spot, that you're not cross-threading it. And there we go. Okay, now that you've got it in place, we're going to take our screwdriver and we're going to put it right in that juice hole, and we're going to make sure that we push our cotton wicking away from the juice hole. We need to have space in the juice hole. That way there's space for air to escape and for juice to go down. Or else what will happen is you'll start filling it, and then it will just start leaking all over the place on the outside because it doesn't have anywhere to go in here. So we got to make sure that that place is nice and open so you can fill it. Okay, and once you've done that, go ahead and drip on the top, fill it up, let it sit for 30 seconds, and then give it a puff. Today I am vaping Juice Hog Cob Roller. We have this here at Buddy's Boutique. It's an excellent raspberry limeade flavor. It's a bright pink, but it tastes absolutely delicious. So you can see I've filled the tank, I've dripped the top, and I've put my little silicone insert right inside of there. It's going to be flush with the metal so that my top cap can sit nicely on top. Okay. Right now my resistance is reading a 0.32, so I'm going to go ahead and start this off at 65. Alright, let's give it a try. Excellent flavor build. You can really taste all the different aspects of the flavor. Good cloud production. It's not leaking at all. It's wicking just fine. I've already taken a good couple of hits off of this. Haven't re-dripped or anything, and it's staying saturated, so it's wicked properly. Right now I'm at 3 on each side out of the 4 airflow holes. I want a little bit more suction so I create some pressure, so pull more juice up into the coils. If you ever get a dry hit, that's a good way to fix it on RDTA. It's just adjust the airflow. If you have only bottom airflow, cut it off in half. If you only have both, cut the bottom airflow off. It'll add more suction, it'll pull more juice up, and it'll be denser clouds. Alright, well, this is Adrian with Buddy's Boutique. Thank you for watching.